Y'all, we need to talk about procrastination. And I have got some news that you might not love at first. Bad news is that beating yourself up doesn't work. And the worst news, trying harder also doesn't work. But the great news is that there is another way forward, a way that does not involve you hustling or giving yourself a guilt trip or saying that if only you could work harder, that everything would be better. Today, I'm giving you the 3 real reasons that you procrastinate and telling you exactly how to shift out of stuck mode for each one. No shame spirals required. Now, if you want to go deeper into procrastination, I've got a new free guide called Vanish Procrastination that's fun, it's doable, it involves a die. We get some board game vibes going. Pop it down into the show notes to get that. Somewhere along the way, the overachievers, the I can do it all, those firstborn, former GT kid vibes, y'all know if that's you, got the message along the way that if something wasn't happening for us, it was our fault. That must mean that we aren't working hard enough, we're not trying hard enough, or we are somehow deficient in some way. When things feel hard, we scream at ourselves like angry drill sergeants, we make color-coded to-do lists, and we white knuckle our way through exhaustion. And then we crash, and then we fall down scrolling rabbit holes, or we spend a lot of time doing things that we're not proud of. And here's what I've learned. You literally cannot shame yourself into progress, nor can you productivity hack your way out of burnout. It's time to stop treating your failure to get things done like a moral failing. Yay. And find a new way forward. Let's start with the first reason that you are procrastinating. You're afraid. Now, fear is like our OG saboteur. Literally, fear has been part of our brains since caveman days. Fear is actually a really useful thing that our brains create for us in order to keep us safe, in order to keep us alive, and in order to keep us evolving. But the problem with fear, y'all know, fear is a terrible task manager. Our fear for the things that we're procrastinating, listen, Glenn, that email is not scary. That email is not going to murder me if I step out the door. And yet in that moment, it feels like it is. The next time you find yourself procrastinating, if you think that it's fear, here is what I want you to do instead of your shame spiral. I want you to pause, grab a piece of paper or one of those fancy journals that you know the ones. Or a Post-it note or your notes app in your phone. It does not have to be precious. And I want you to write on top of it, what am I most afraid of? And then I want you to sit with the fear. It feels really scary, but y'all, I have literally never had this prompt take me somewhere that hasn't been useful and perspective altering. Not even shifting. We are going to talk like blown minds. Your fear is not the enemy. It is part of you. And if you let it into the room, that is how you are able to move beyond it. Procrastination reason number 2 is that you have no more capacity left. Now, I don't know if you have ever done the thing where you're in a hurry to get somewhere, you're running late because always, and your car is on E, your gas light is on, and you are thinking to yourself, I don't have time to stop for gas, so I just need to get there. I will get gas as soon as I'm done, and blah, 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 like me all the time. Here's the deal. You can't fake your way into more gas in your car, and you can't hope and pray that you're going to get there if your tank is on empty. You must pause to refill it. And yet, that is exactly what we do to ourselves when it comes to getting things done and moving forward and producing the work that we want to produce. We have no capacity and we think, oh, I'll get that more capacity just as soon as this thing gets finished. But bad news, that's not how it works. Good news is that if you actually rest, you are going to become so much more productive on the other side. It feels counterintuitive, but it will blow your mind at how effective it is. You're not procrastinating because you're weak. You're procrastinating because you're fried. Literally, when your nervous system is activated biologically, your brain, the part of your brain that does critical thinking, is turned off. And no amount of willpower or pushing or trying, fighting when we're in the fight or flight, no amount of that is going to change it. So instead of working harder, you have to help your nervous system calm down. Now, what does that look like in the moment when you find yourself procrastinating? Number one, you hit pause. Number two, you take 3 deep breaths. Your brain is going to be screaming at you that it's not enough. Try it. You take 3 deep breaths. And then you think about, what do you need to rest? What do you need to find some relief? One great question for this is, are you rested? Or if you're like me, have you been rested since like 1995? Sorry to ask that. Does that mean that you need to go on a 90-day sabbatical to a silent meditation retreat and not speak to anybody in your house for 3 months? I mean, maybe, but, and what actually tends to work in the moment is a 10-minute break. So you can try and take a nap, you could take a walk. Picking up your phone and getting lost in the scroll is actually not as effective as we think it is. But play with figuring out, what do you need to get a little bit of immediate relief? Again, trusting that as you rebuild your capacity, things will become easier. Number 3 is that you're making the thing too big. Because the world tells us that success equals these big, giant leaps. It's that highlight reel that we see from everybody else. The day you sign the book deal, and then the day your book comes out, and then the day you're on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday, that all of those things are markers of success. And so if you are sitting down and starting the very messy rough draft of your book proposal, none of that feels the way that I think sitting with Oprah is going to feel. So the answer is, you make the thing smaller because you are willing to trust that progress is built by baby steps over time, period. You are going to trust that, and you're going to be like, okay, fine, I'm never going to get to Oprah if I don't sit down with this blank document and start writing, even though, oh my God, ping, ping, my fear is like, bah, that's when my fear is going to pipe in. We already know how to deal with that, right? What am I most afraid of? That Oprah's not going to like my book? Okay, let's go. That's fine. I'm going to be okay with that. Now, if as you start to break things down, they still feel too big, I want you to break them down even smaller. And then if you still can't get yourself to the point of doing it, break it down even smaller. Remember, y'all, procrastination is not a sign that there is anything wrong with you. It is a sign that you can change how you're approaching things and how you are moving through them. That is all that you need. You're not a failure. You're not lazy. You're not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. This is part of being a human. And you have just been trying to use punishment to solve a problem that actually needs compassion, grace, and love. Your worth has nothing to do with your output, and your goals do not require you to become a one-woman fight club in order to become real. You can build momentum and feel good. You can make progress and take breaks, and you can chase big dreams without getting into the car with burnout. So if this resonates, I want you to grab that Vanish Procrastination Guide. The link is in the show notes. Again, y'all, it's fun, it's free, it's radically gentle and radically effective. And it might just be the start of every single thing that you have been craving. My friend, you are doing great. You are not alone. And remember that baby steps count, playlists help, and that you can keep going. I'll see you next time. If you have questions, let me know.